die-hard fan base that are really, really great. And you know, I will, maybe I'll commentate one more set. I'm certainly not against it. It's always good to see. And we have Southpaw, and I believe Southpaw and Warp Whistle. Yes! Back on to it. So, for those of you that do know the game, as you may have heard for the rest of this entire match, I don't quite know very much. I'm the one that made the top 20 graphic for for Windjammers for the NA, but I know very little. So I'm gonna try my best to make some commentary happen here, but we'll see what happens. So hope you all are doing very well at home, watching Heatwave. Don't forget today is Rival of Aether and Windjammers. So make sure you do watch and have fun. Engage that Twitch chat, have a good time. You know how it is. And they're choosing their stages currently. Frank, come back on, joining me.
Hold on, I gotta get
oh, maybe not. Dashes off to go get his things. And he comes back in. His switch.
Man, that's not fair. Southpaw Rock is busted. He practices. He wears 2 masks. His hair smells wonderful. And, you know, he thinks he's so tough.
He thinks he's such a
Because,
big
you know,
guy.
he's...
Hey!
My brother,
He's got some water. There we go.
More coming, but that for now, of course. Perfect. Thank you.
Steven. SBS, the
What?
Tournament Dad. Tournament Dad SBS coming in with the clutch with the water for Frankie. Alrighty.
Oh, holy crap. Oh, I needed that.
That was a good set.
Whew, that was, let me tell you, Southpaw Rock
It's crazy.
Takes us all to the limit.
Yep.
I'm just surprised I got past Junior. Because I thought Junior was going to curb stomp me. But I think I got lucky. So,
You're playing out of your mind. As everyone's saying, you're playing out of your mind today.
Let me tell you, I always tell people, when you see me at Windjammers Wednesday, when you see me, you know, in casuals, you're fighting Frankie Sisto. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun. But when you fight me in bracket, you're fighting Megaphone Frankie. 2 different things. Like, I know I play better in
The
bracket.
alter ego, the true being. But here we go. So give me a little bit of history on these two.
All right, Southpaw Rock and Warp Whistle, 2 very competent players. Warp Whistle came onto the scene, I believe it was EVO 2018. I got to play him, and he beat me even back then. Southpaw Rock, I had the pleasure of meeting him for the first time at DreamHack Dallas 2019.
Nice.
And these 2 have just improved exponentially ever since. Top 10 players, perhaps even top 5 in the U.S.
Dang.
They truly came into their own on the online era of 2020. That's when they truly developed their skills, grew into the juggernauts we know them as today. Warp Whistle, he would scratch top 8s before. Now he's perennial top 4, and
Good.
he's even taking games off of some of the best players in the United States.
Absolutely. And we love to see that improvement. It's so big.
Absolutely. And Warp Whistle's our Metafy coach for this game, which is great.
Awesome.
No one better to do it. He's an amazing teacher. He taught Club Soda, and he and Warp Whistle and Southpaw Rock frequently trade blows. Windjammers Wednesday, they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If there's any game that's going to go the distance for the full 5 games, it's going to be this one. And I am willing to bet money that this is going to be our grand final as well. And just Southpaw Rock, notice that last part of his name, Rock. The man is a stone wall for most of the rest of us.
You can see him that back wall just holding it down.
I can't. He's a very tough nut to crack, but right now he's doing a pretty good job of hanging with Warp Whistle.
And right in that super, trying to go back super to super response. Immediate, no response over the super, but just trying to get it going. Here we go. Good grab right there. Good response. A lot of this game really just really good responses.
And notice how Warp is just so precise with those dashes, man.
Yes.
G. Scott has the shortest dashes in the game. And you wouldn't know it to look at Warp Whistle. He's ahead right now on lawn, one of the widest stages in the game. And he's just an amazing defense.
Yeah. He's really just holding that back wall and just that line. He's just trying to hold it as best he can.
Yeah, and now here's the thing. Top-level Windjammers, it's very frequent. It's frequent enough. Do you see a 0-0 timeout draw?
Ooh.
Draws at timeouts are nearly ubiquitous. And it's just, I definitely think that Warp Whistle can hold the line. Southpaw won't get one past him.
Okay.
And he doesn't. Ugh.
That catch, yep, he throws it away.
Now, Warp Whistle definitely could have just let that Frisbee drop on the floor. He would have scored 2 points. The timer would have been guaranteed to run out. That's a frequent technique that the pros use, but Warp Whistle won it with honor. God bless him.
God bless him. And just back to those dashes, though.
Yes.
Back, refine the game like a fine wine. Seeing those, like, how even just being a pixel off and having that disc drop to the floor is so heartbreaking.
The thing is, you look at the pixel art.
Yes.
It's so lively. There's so much heart to this game.
Something that this game captures so well, especially that Neo Geo area.
Yeah.
Is that energy. And
Amen.
Even down to the supers, just everything like that is so well done.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why this game has maintained the cult following that it has, and one of the reasons why we're so excited that,
There we
hey,
go.
look at that.
Beautiful volley. This is what I love to see, the lob volley, just
Dude. Like, super volleys are the best part of this game.
Yes,
When it
so
comes down
sick.
to that, it's just there's nothing like it. And there's so much flash and pizzazz and power. One thing that I suggested to Dotemu for Windjammers 2, like, when there is a super volley, can we just get, like, a counter at the bottom?
Yeah.
Like, once it gets to, like, 3 or 4, so this way, like,
16.
it just, yeah. Like, when we get to 3 or 4, it comes up, and then you keep count with it. But keeping count right now, Southpaw Rock is up 1-0.
1-0.
This is not what I was, well, actually, as they say in Delaware, it is never over.
Until it's over.
Exactly. So the thing is, I sincerely believe this is going to go to distance. And Warp Whistle counterpicking Clay. Okay, that's
no, the player that doesn't play the
in
game
our
very
winners
much.
finals.
Is
Yeah,
it mainly just the bumpers, or is it just like everything else?
it's about Clay. I mean, it's the bumpers. The bumpers are in the middle of the stage, whereas concrete, they're off to the sides more. They may not be as obtrusive, but oftentimes on Clay, you're seeing a lot of bumper interactions. Like, compare how many times it touches the bumper on concrete to how many times it touches the bumpers on Clay. I hate Clay.
I'm excited to see that middle area just
Yeah. Oh, it's coming, brother.
There you go.
Like,
for
now,
example.
Southpaw Rock has taken a couple pages out of Jordy's book. Jordy is the number 2 best Windjammers player in the United States. Couldn't be here today. He lives in Maryland. I miss him. Jake, if you're watching this, I love you, brother. I wish I could have made it to Summer Jam. I miss you, as well as all the other crew as well. We will be reunited soon, especially if Frosty Fausting's coming up in January.
Hey,
but notice how when Southpaw Rock fires those curves with Jordy Costa, they hug the wall. Like, there's just enough space for them to completely resolve without hitting the wall.
Yes.
Warp Whistle, thank your bumpers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so what is the reason that it flies up like that instead of bouncing off the walls, if I may ask?
Well, it's just the way the curve functions.
Gotcha.
Like, you'll see that it doesn't hit the wall. It looks like it might, but it doesn't. Every character has their own, for lack of better words, curve rating.
Okay.
And Jordy Costa's, his are so perfectly tuned to where they skim they don't hit the walls if you fire from one corner trying to get into the other. And that's definitely instrumental in how he beat me. I mean, it's the only reason he beat me. It's not like he's better than me or anything, but guy got lucky, He's using a busted character. See, you agree.
You bring him back.
Pinch.
Good.
Yeah. I got him. I got him right where I want him.
Lose run. Who cares? You got this.
These guys are just lucky my asthma's kicking in. I didn't have the water.
Well, now you do.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have lose run, you take grand final.
Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I'm getting a bit of a stomach ache, Yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to try. I want to fight through it because I'm a fighting champion.
You'll bring it to losers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You lose a couple games.
I got him right where I want him.
At best, we bring it home.
But anyway, look at this again. Warp Whistle finding his way in. This one didn't go to timeout. He got that first set.
Yep. Absolutely brutal. And 1-1 right away.
Yep.
Just like that.
Oh, shoot. Wow, that was quick. Yeesh.
Yeah.
See, they distracted me because they use a busted characters. Hey, Jewel, just make sure to sanction them. Sanction them when we're done here. I'm just messing with you. I'm just trying to make excuses for why I lost. And I'm telling you, because you're the referee. I'm telling you they're cheating, and you need to keep an eye on them. It's something about South Pole Rock wearing the two masks, man. It gives them like
Gives them the power and energy.
yeah, it gives them like improved oxygen intake. It's busted.
It's crazy good.
Get the referee.
Ooh, beautiful shot right at the side there. Right
It's
into game
just
3 here.
much injustice with how I lost this match. But anyway,
All right, so
in all
to beach.
seriousness,
So
yes.
what is the purpose of beach? So
It is the most basic stage.
Gotcha.
It is the neutral stage, and you'll notice that when I teach people how to play, I always take in the beach first.
Yes.
It's the most neutral stage. It's a really good place to focus on fundamentals. Now, Genesis 7, when I fought Time Bones, when I fought Time Bones in Winners Finals, Time Bones, if you're watching this, turn it off. I'm totally not going to trash talk you behind your back. But he took me to bumper stages, and it exhausted me.
Yes.
And then he took me to beach afterwards, and his fundamentals were able to beat me. Were able to beat me. Club Soda did the same thing to me later that day. So, and it's a great move because it comes down to fundamentals when you're on beach.
Yes, those bumpers have to be exhausting. To
Oh,
do.
they are.
That
dude.
randomness
They really
factor
are.
Over
Oh, they're
and
not
over and
random.
over
Well,
again.
They're not random, believe it or not.
Relatively
But no,
random.
I know what you're saying. And they may as well be. Because who the heck can keep track of a pixel, bro? Come on.
You throw and you pray. That's about all you can do in a lot of cases.
You throw, you pray, you thank. So, but thank your bumpers, ladies and gentlemen. Always thank your bumpers. Now,
6-6 time.
I
Here
do
we
want
go.
to say, on Fightcade, because there's no random button on Fightcade, this is going to go to
time.
timeout. It's a draw.
Maybe.
Timeout draw, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, 1-1. So this is, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Just saying. Now, I got to tell you, the best part
Yes.
is that Fightcade, there was no random button.
Yes.
So the usual rule, we started with beach.
Yes.
And Jeff Vader Jr., my man, he's got a lot of things to say about beach. He gets bored of it because a lot of players tend to rely very heavily on beach because they know they can fundamentally play other people.
The B&Bs of this game.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons, in my opinion, why we implemented Dave's stupid rule, where you cannot go back to a stage where you've already won. Because there were plenty of matches in online tournaments or before quarantine.
Just beach.
Where, it was just beach. People would just be going back to beach, and I was like, I understand that that's what you want to play on, and
Yes.
you feel you may be being penalized for not being able to go
Yes.
back there.
For
but
a game that relies so heavily on the bumpers, you want to use
well,
them from here and there.
Well, the thing is, I just think of the viewer. I wouldn't want to watch beach every single day.
It's very fun to see here and there, but
Absolutely.
only ever.
But now
Reminds me of a little bit of a dreamland, if you would. The crowd claps along every single time.
Speaking of Dreamland, 20 seconds left, 6-9.
6-9.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
We are in AZ.
yeah, we're in. Nice. So, I can definitely see. Let me tell you, because it was a draw, it's 1-1.
Yes.
Whoever wins this set wins the game. This works in favor of Warp Whistle. Southpaw needs to score.
5 seconds left.
4
Here we go.
seconds, he can't do it. He
Oh,
does!
he got him.
Oh my God, at the last second. Southpaw Rock walks away. Warp Whistle is irate. And we don't have the player cams up there. Crap.
Crazy. But is it best of 5?
It's best of 5 because it's
good.
winners finals.
Winners finals. Good
Yep.
to see.
Now, this was, where are the player cams? But, because Warp Whistle just, oh man, I'd be so angry. You got robbed literally at the last second, and I
Literally
thought
last
Southpaw Rock wouldn't do
The
it.
timer expired,
Yup.
too. Insane.
It's not over till it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Now
Never
Southpaw Rock, 2-1, taking Warp Whistle back to clay, which
Ooh.
is,
Oh, the bumper.
well, excuse me, Warp Whistle
Beautiful.
taking Southpaw Rock back to clay, but all right, whatever.
wants that game 5.
He wants that game 5, and he won the game 2. But I digress, just as I lectured about Dave's stupid rule. But
You're fine. You're fine. Ooh,
It's okay, at least
beautiful
it's not beach.
double 5.
As the Honorable Mills Lane once said, I'll allow it.
Could you go for that third 5? We'll see what happens.
Let me tell you something. It's like my brother always says to me, 5s are only scary when they come in 2s. Because either way, you got to score at least 4 times. If you get a 5, you still got to score another 3 times. If you score a second 5, either you're in trouble or you're already screwed.
Yes.
So 5s are scary when they come in 2s. This is
Absolutely.
the difference between someone like Southpaw Rock and someone like me. I would be sweating right now.
Ooh, because even that drop
Yeah.
is enough to kick
Yup.
it. It's
Yup.
crazy.
Do
So
not
much
want-
pressure for Southpaw right now. Hopefully, he can come through it.
But even though there is pressure on him right now, if there's anyone who can
Oh, the
stick
miss.
this out. Ooh.
And there's the game
Ooh.
just like that. As we said, that drop.
Yep.
Even that, the
all
2-point
you need.
difference, all you need. Set 2, here we go.
Now, Southpaw Rock is ahead 2-1. I do firmly believe that this is going to go the distance.
Woo.
And I hope it does, because, you know, I think some of the other parts of the bracket still have to catch up. But the truth is, I really do think that this is going to go the distance, and Southpaw Rock has a little bit of breathing room. And this
Oh,
also favors
beautiful.
Warp Whistle. That was excellent.
Warp whistle. Oh, okay. And 5. Oh, good grab.
Do it again.
Ooh, do it again. At the top, here comes the super. Oh, the love, the love,
Hey,
the love,
hey,
the love.
hey! Nice!
Whoa, beautiful
God.
shot. Right
Oh,
through that
God.
gap, right through his arm.
Even our streamers reacting to this, man. This is action. And Southpaw Rock
Woo.
ties it up 1-1.
1-1.
My man's now at
Match point for Southpaw.
Now, let me tell you, this is winners finals, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't who's going to win it all. This is for winner's advantage. Winner's advantage is most certainly a thing. The winner of this match will only have to win 3 games before their opponent can win 6.
Sir,
Long
and you
story
can see
short.
Warpers will bring that right in the corner, wanting to send a message, trying to go for it again. Oh, the knockout, good grab right there. Setting up for the super right now.
This isn't about winning or losing. This is about sending a message.
Ooh,
And right now, Warp is holding the line. We see that Jordy Costa curve. Southpaw Rock went for it, didn't quite get it. Catches it right before it touches the ground. Thank God. Warp Whistle's still ahead, but
Oh,
this
good
is.
grab right there.
Oh man, I would
Thinking of
not.
super for a second, only to realize,
Oh,
good
God.
grab. Right in the corner.
I
He got it again.
Oh God, my heart is thumping. Warp Whistle has a commanding lead, 0-6. How's it going to go?
All you can think of is that super. Oh, good grab. Ooh, that perfect curve right through the bumper.
Do it again.
Do it again. Oh, good grab.
We got Waters, baby. We got Waters. This is awesome.
Oh, Warp Whistle. Oh,
Hey.
he hits the bumpers. That perfect throw right through the bumpers. A good fake out. Oh, buried right in there.
Now, here's the thing. It takes 6 seconds from a score to when the referee throws the disc back into somebody's
this is
hand.
gonna be it.
It is mathematically impossible for Southpaw Rock to catch up, and Warp Whistle knows it.
there you
We're
go.
going the distance, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to Game 5.
Game 5. Winners finals. Or winners semis. Winners semis.
No, this is winners finals. Smart
idea.
man.
Grab the water.
Stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Stay hydrated. And are the player cams working?
It's okay.
That's all right.
The
So,
winner, winners
it's what?
finals.
Mita's dash is the shortest. All this time, I've been living a lie. She also has the what? Oh, I know that. But, wow, so I sit corrected, ladies and gentlemen. Hiromi Mita has the worst dash in the game.
Man, that's who I play.
Let me tell you, there's a reason why Warp Whistle keeps hold of the concrete Bible. Oh, what? Roger. Understood. Thank you. Yeah, I was about to say I cannot step off on a Game 5. Thank you, though. So, because this is every bit the barn burner I knew it was going to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely crazy
Special
set.
thanks to SBS for letting us be here today, for the Rivals of Aether community for hosting us at Heatwave 4. And I know
tournament
we're running
dad.
a little bit behind, but SBS, you're a good man. I appreciate you, and
Absolutely.
thank you for the water.
An amazing tournament.
Steven Sobianski, Rivals of Aether.
The esports manager for Rivals.
Yeah, he's just a wonderful man.
Event organizer for Heatwave.
Yeah.
The big guy for everything.
Okay, let's not.
Number 1 in easy.
Before you know it, the guy's going to start thinking he's better than me at Windjammers.
And that's messed
Let's not
up.
talk about
You
too
can't
much.
do that.
Exactly. So, but right
Game
now,
5.
Southpaw Rock, we're a quarter of the way through this set. And
Ooh.
he's, ooh,
Ooh.
hey, look at
There
this.
we go.
There we go.
Hey.
That's it.
Even the crowd jumping on it.
As they should. That's the best part of competitive Windjammers, when the crowd hops onto that, because that's what I want to see. And
Grab
they
right there.
know They know this is a fight, ladies and gentlemen. This is a struggle for winner's advantage. Where's it going to go?
Ooh,
Who's
here
going
we
to take it
go.
home?
Hey, hey. Good to see. Oh, good response.
Strikes.
No time for the super. Throwing it in. Time for the super again, and perfectly into the 3. 6-0. You gotta think.
Now
30 seconds left. There's only so much Warp Whistle can do here.
Let me tell you, Warp Whistle can come
Oh, the
out.
grab. Beautiful.
Yeah, I can't believe he caught that. Boom. Let's go for it again.
Ooh, and here comes that super.
This is still possible, but Warp Whistle's got to score right now. No, yeah, I don't think.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think it can
That
happen.
could be
I
game
think.
one.
Yeah, I
You're just
think this
stalling
is
it
a
out,
set
yep.
number 1 for Southpaw
They're
Rock.
sending that message.
Yeah, just trying to wear him down. But at the very least, Warp Whistle is.
Just throwing it right back at him. He's
Yeah,
not
man.
going to go down. He's going to go down swinging if he has to. And here we go.
Nuts.
Set point for Southpaw.
This is tough. I mean, I know that this stage has favored Southpaw Rock in the past, but I know that Warp Whistle can do it. I mean, especially
Absolutely.
with how well he played on clay, how well he's played, period. I mean, this is by no means a free win for Southpaw Rock.
Oh, he's coming. Yeah, he's got to play that advantage a little bit. Stay back and just focus on those beautiful supers he has and just knock it into that 5. He's really got to take it here. Ooh. Oh, good grab. Oh, not enough time for the super, but enough time for the grab. And here it is. Oh, good response. Oh, knocking into the goal.
That hurts.
3-0. 50 seconds left. You got to think Warp Whistle's really got to respond here if he wants to take this game.
Now, I think we have we are well into top 6 right now. I think my match is the only one we're waiting for.
Yes.
And then we'll have our top 4, and I apologize for that. But I don't know what the rest of the bracket is looking like, but I do know that whoever loses this game is going to make losers finals miserable for someone else.
Whoever's there.
Yeah.
Oh, good grab. 15 seconds.
This is.
Oh,
He's
this
got
might
to
be
do it. But a draw is not going to be enough. Warp needs that 5-pointer, and he needs it now.
He needs it now. 6
Can
seconds.
he do it? Can he do it? Oh, it's
Oh, no.
Wow.
Getting up, taking himself a bow. Good game, Southpaw.
Southpaw Rock. I got to jump in. I don't know who's jumping in, but I'll be back.
Yep. I'm gonna wait for someone to jump on in. I'm gonna jump off comms. Dang, what a set between South and Warp. What crazy, crazy set. Good games. Wow. The time, well, yeah. If you can't see the player cam. So Warp Whistle jumping up, taking that bow. Very, very fun set there. Here he comes, Warp Whistle. An amazing set. Oh no, I'm gonna switch off. I'll switch off. You did a very fun set. Very good try. Very cool to see.
Yeah.
You have the loser run of a lifetime to make, and I'm very excited to see it.
I mean, I only got to get through losers finals.
Yeah. But as Frankie and I were saying, you're gonna make whoever was there coming up to see you miserable. So very excited to see it. All right. Good game.
Good game.
Jumping off comms. Love you guys.
Say again? Yeah, that's everything's cool. Hello, everybody. My name is Warping Jasper Harold Quinn Whistlesmith, but you may know me, Warp Whistle.
That's not his name. I'm Club Soda. What's up? We just fought, like, how long ago was that?
A couple minutes ago, and
Couple of
I'm gonna have
minutes.
to fight again if you keep it up.
You're right. Anyway, hey, congratulations on that last set. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
I
that,
saw the tail end of it, but man.
And the middle beach was definitely was really where I had to win it.
Right.
Giving it to the last one was a tough one, and unfortunately, no DSR can really kind of bite you in the butt.
Right, and when, especially with Southpaw and his incredible, tenacious gameplay.
It's very oppressive defense.
Yes.
Especially on the small stages where you can really take advantage of it. It's just really just.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, enough about the last set. Coming up, we've got Frankie, Megaphone Frankie Sisto, however you know him. We love him, we hate him, we do all sorts of things. Versus Jules, making it all the way up to losers quarters.
Yeah, I was. Both of these are the washout between me and Southpaw mismatches.
Right.
So that's both of them have played very well today. Jules especially really came to surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
But Frankie gets an automatic, really good start with a bumper.
Oh yeah, first stage concrete. Yeah, getting those awesome, awesome serves.
Yeah, you love to see it, or you hate to see it. I don't know. Depends how you feel about it.
Right. If you're a Wessel main, you really love to see it. 8-8 right now, tied up.
Yeah, Frankie's not doing anything to help his favor. Wessel's got some of the best, has some really good lineups and things off a serve spot, but the problem is that you can also just kind of throttle them if you hit step halfway up.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Frankie's just kind of chilling backcourt like he was wanting to do. But lucky him, it's still tied, and he gets him served. And Jules overcommits to the. Sometimes Miller's slow shots are just to your benefit.
Right. Yeah. Well, especially if you're used to the high power characters, things are moving very quick. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Gesturing wildly.
Yeah. It's very thirsty.
Ooh, custom. Oh! What a return! Oh my goodness.
Shout out to Frankie for feeling no fear.
No fear! Just absolutely rushing that net. Oh, and missing the Wessel serve.
Just a bad input, unfortunately. He ended up slide blocking when he should have dashed.
Right.
But 11-10.
Yeah, not letting it get to him.
It's going to be a problem. All right, good. As long as Frankie can get to the serve, Frankie can take it.
Yep, there it is.
Good. Jules running around in circles. Unfortunately, our player cams are still down. But
what a shame. But anyway, yeah. Getting the lap, trying to get himself just, shaking it off, right?
Yep.
All right, so where are we heading? Stadium. That's a good pick for Wessel with his wide curves. I think they finally get to mature a little bit more on Stadium than they do in some of the smaller stages.
Yeah. Frankie still has the mobility advantage, which is general, or able to go around place. But, that's always like Steve isn't bad in any specific stage. He just kind of struggles to do anything offensively.
Right. But hey, Jules really taking advantage of that. Yeah, currently throwing a lot of diagonal shots. They're doing a really good job of probably the best I've seen today in terms of keeping together with Wessel's mobility, right?
Absolutely. Frankie's definitely played his share of Wessels, and he's really picking apart when Jules is overcommitting to bad options.
Right. Oh, but Frankie being way too far up. Yeah.
Yeah, basic mistakes, Frankie. Basic mistakes.
Well, hey, you know what, though? He's doing really good today.
No, he's doing absolutely fantastic. But shout out to Frankie for coming out here, driving the 5 hours to get here, and now doing super well, getting into losers' quarters, and taking a first set. If he wins this, that'd be enough to send Jules home.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt Jules will go home. Jules probably is doing other things at the event. But,
right. Hopefully signed up for all the awesome Rivals action that's going to be coming later today.
On this stream and the other, which I believe there's a link to.
Yes. Going back and forth. Lob. Trying to get Jules out of position. Hey, and a sick supersonic. That was awesome.
Jules' lob with Frankie on the backcourt really didn't do him any favors. It just gave Frankie the ability to get that supersonic.
Right. Oh, and I'm really surprised that wasn't a 5. Really, the unfortunate isometric angle getting there.
Oh my lord, he's yelling about the Sisto psych out.
The classic Sisto psych out.
Looks like he got psyched out right there.
Yeah. So, okay. Making sure. Oh, lob. Nice lob. Really. Oh! And a pinpoint accurate shot from Frankie. I can't believe it.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Hey,
oh!
Well done, Frankie. 2-0, moving on right up to losers semis, where he's probably going to have to butt heads with, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the bracket.
Yeah, we'd have to look at the bracket, but man, heartbreaking.
It might be you, honestly.
Could be me. Yeah, go trying to get this thing on the road. Let's see. Oh yeah, that would actually be me. So, well, hey, thank you, folks. I know we've only had a short time together, but I've loved every second of it. I'm sure we'll see you very soon. Have a good one. Bye.
Yes, and, well, good job, Frankie, once again. Frankie is going to face up against everyone's favorite legend, Club Soda. BWO alumni, generally one of the best players to ever play the game, at least in my opinion, and really everyone's favorite Windjammer. Support Club Soda, for he rules. He rules the schools, and he plays Guilty Gear pretty dang well. But yeah, this is a classic matchup. If you want to see a lot more of these, come out to Windjammers Wednesday every Wednesday. We support all programs and all platforms, and you'll be able to come out and practice. We have a wonderful Discord, and you'll be able to hang out there. But we got our players setting up their controllers. It's been a weird ballet of controllers. A lot of players have been playing on GameCube controller as it's natively supported and you have adapters and everything. But there's a few exceptions out there. One of the notables with a Pokken pad. Southpaw Rock brings an Xbox 360 stick using a Brook adapter. I'm not one for it personally, but Frankie's going to be facing, Frankie and Club Soda will be fighting to the death, to the life. Who knows? And I will solo cast it for the time being. Got to keep this tournament moving right along because, well, we got to get all. There's so much rivals action going on this week. We got to get it all on stream. A lovely start by Club, and oh, Club, buddy, you're better than that. You know that. Unfortunately, sometimes just being a little bit out of position is really going to bite you, especially when Club's been probably ice cold for a little while. So far, he's getting back in the groove of things. Frankie's been doing a really good job of attacking corners and getting Club with stuff that's a little bit out of position. But, man, speaking of position, Club really punishing an overcommit by Frankie, and then Club just not moving. That's fine. It's 9-5, a decent work shift, and a decent score. And now it's 9-8. Club Soda is catching back up. Ooh! A rare application of the Steve Miller custom super. If your opponent's a little bit too far out, even if they get to there in time, they'll just get thrown back into the net. Not really going to help you. But Club's got a whole other game, and the only point that matters is the one that gives you the whole thing. Club's doing a good job of attacking multiple sides, building trust with Frankie, but he's being very repetitive. Hopefully he's building some sort of payout and isn't just trying to attack where his opponent is, and it's very obvious to defend if you're just doing that. But Frankie just a little bit slow, catching the corner, and gets it thrown into the net. One of the problems with the lightweights is that it's disproportionately easier for that to happen to them. Ooh, Club with a fantastic conversion. Ooh, he tried to use the Biaggi feet. They're big and they're way deceptive where the hitbox lies. And it really would have helped him pop up the disc, but unfortunately it just didn't do him any favors there. Yes, and Club finally attacking where his opponent is and not where he will be. A lot of straight shots back and forth, probably a few just greasy inputs, tournament nerves and all that nonsense. But Club's doing a fantastic job of exchanging back and forth. Ooh, see, there's those Biaggi feet doing the work. With 30 seconds remaining, Club just needs to maintain, but now Frankie has the draw. Oh, but Club takes it. Club's fine. Oh, he lays down. He's only got 14 seconds. Club needs to score. A tie would give both players a set. He's got to play aggressive, and fortunately, Frankie's just completely out of position. Steve Miller's got fast walking speed, but his dashes are slow and short and kind of terrible. What can you do? Dropped input. You can tell when inputs are dropped typically in this game if or like a missed input if they've just flexed their arm in place and don't end up actually moving towards the disc. It means they push the button like way before or way after they push the stick return to neutral. All right, well done. Club is already putting some real pressure in the first quarter of the match. Just needs to keep it up. Oh, lovely. Oh, good attack of the supersonic. The curve supers are really mean, and Club's doing a really good job of covering his corners. Really. All right, he's keeping Frankie scoreless into the half, but now he's about to get a bit more dangerous. If you keep the farther behind you get in this game, as we mentioned earlier, the more you're going to have a chance to take advantage of it. You'll have the larger input windows, but it really didn't matter when Club got a dang old 5-point shot, and the man is pushing start out of habit. Oh man, arcade games, man. I believe this is our losers semis. I could be wrong on it though. Frankie really overperforming. I'm surprised he's been able to do so well today, but he drove out. I'm super proud of him for having good placement. Of course, he's unable to beat his Southpaw Rock demons, but that's life. Frankie chooses to go to Tile, the cage he's commonly referred to as Miller Country. having a smaller stage will be able to benefit him as there's less places for it to go. And also his custom super attacks the 5 zones pretty directly, but ooh, well done. The problem is as we see before, it's kind of rare for the custom super to actually connect, and Frankie getting attacked for just not. There's a thing on tile that compared to every other stage where the back line is actually way in front of where you'd expect it to be, so lining up with the back T on this stage will actually make it so you miss most of your super lobs. A good exchange, both players are moving around, scrambling, and mostly returning back to neutral. Club's putting a little bit more push at it to try to put Frankie on edge, but it so far has not really been doing him any favors. But I mean, yeah, just a little bit off again. Unfortunately, Steve Miller's just not cutting it today. Sometimes he just is a little bit too small, sometimes he's a little bit too light, and unfortunately, Frankie's missing those input timings. All right, Club is at game point. All he needs to do is win here, and then he is on his way to San Jose. I don't know why he's going to San Jose, but you know, sometimes that happens. Good 5. Oh my lord. Club using the extra property of Biaggi's super to be able to get across the wall. And Frankie stood there guarding it, expecting it a second time, but Club knows better than to throw it when his opponent's standing right there. Well, usually. Sometimes he'll throw it there just to try to mock you or see if you'll move out of the way. And Frankie's losing it. Frankie's completely out. At 11 points, though, it's always possible to make a comeback, but unfortunately, it just seems like he's in his own head. Ooh, and that's game. Club Soda plays wonderfully and then moves along to the next round. I believe that might be losers finals, but you know what? I'm not the one to know. But I have been Warp Whistle. Thank you so much for tuning in to my voice and to the voices of all my other friends. We'll be popping right back over to Frankie, and we'll see. And we may be even going to get another commentator over here in just a moment. But I'll be hopping over to the setup in just a few moments. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. This is Heat Wave. Stay tuned for lots of good Rivals of Ether as well as Slap City, and tomorrow for things such as the Workshop and Lethal League Blaze events.
It's injustice. It's a colossal injustice. I don't want to say it's a disgrace, but it's definitely not.
Wait. Oh, we gotta go correct that. Correct that. Other way around, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What was the loss in winners finals?
Oh, I thought no. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again, once again. Megaphone Frankie Sisto. We're waiting for our losers finals, the final reaches of this tournament. We got Warp Whistle, who came down from came down from winners finals. And we have Club Soda, who just got lucky and beat me. So that was, I feel bad because I know I could have done better. I know I could have done better against Club, but I put up a fight, so I should be satisfied. But either way, we're coming into the final reaches of this tournament. 2 matches left for you, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we should be done by noon, latest. I hope we're ahead of schedule. Well, excuse me, we should be done by 12:15, latest, unless we get a bracket reset. Well, 12:30, absolute latest. But I'm happy with my performance. I got top 4 as I thought I would. I'm glad I got past Junior. I wish I at least got a game off of Club Soda. But I know, I think I could have taken him on Stadium. But you know what? That's competitive video games, ladies and gentlemen. The ones that get to you the most are the ones where you think you could have won. But that's okay. That happens. But 2 more matches left to go here at Heatwave 4. I'm just thrilled with how this tournament's gone. We've had a lot of good action on this stream, in this venue, and I'm happy to be seeing it. Happy to be here with the Rivals of Aether community. You jumping in, Jules?
Yes.
Jump on in. We got Jules back, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! And we are getting ready to get into our losers finals. Give us some love, Jules.
I am so excited for this. Who do we got?
Warp Whistle versus Club Soda.
Who could have seen this coming in a top 3 match?
Well, I certainly didn't.
I know. What a shocker.
This is exactly what I was. Oh my God, my voice is cracking, and it hasn't even been half a day yet. But we I thought that this was going to be our top 3 for sure. I'm glad that Club Soda didn't completely squash me, but I do think I could have done a little bit better.
Yep.
But the this is teacher and student. We've seen this already earlier in the bracket, and I'm not surprised at all that we're seeing it again. Warp Whistle has proven to be, more than a match for Club Soda on numerous occasions, and I definitely think we're going to see that again. Yeah.
So
Club
good.
Soda.
The way that they're hugging the net gives me so much anxiety because it's like they just have to react.
I agree.
Like that's all it comes down to.
They're playing a hyper-aggressive G. Scott, and it gives me anxiety too, my friend. I'm not going to lie. Oh, God. But Warp Whistle, arguably the best G. Scott in the USA, one of the best in the world. But Club Soda commandingly getting that first set, beating Warp
16
Whistle in his own game.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad lot or a bad victory to take.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Dude. All right. So, I got to say, once again, I'm so glad I finally got some water. I was freaking dying, bro.
Yeah, it's
Like-
so important to drink water
Yeah.
at these types of events.
And dude, those water fountains, like they got nothing. Like it spouts out. There's an analogy I can use, but I'm not going to. But it's just,
Let's just say the water fountain should talk to a doctor.
I like how you think. I love how you think. So, but let me tell you who's not loving how someone's thinking right now, and that's. Oh wow! All right, so
Warp Whistle getting the lob to take the set.
it just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, every point counts. Every single point counts. And
Yeah.
I am. This is a finals match, so this is 3 out of 5. But
Yep.
I can see this going the distance. But ultimately, I do think Warp Whistle will prevail, and he will get that run back against Southpaw Rock. The question is whether or not we'll see a reset in grand finals, but that's a bridge we'll burn when we get to it.
Yep.
Right now, Club Soda on concrete. What happens when you pour Club Soda on the concrete? The whistle gets warped. That's what happens. So,
And that's exactly what's happening right now.
Exactly,
Club
yeah.
Soda meshing so well with this stage, just seems to have these reads, but Warp
that's a
Whistle.
shame.
Yeah. Starting to catch up, 7 points to 8. Very close match, but Warp Whistle 1 point away from taking the first set. Or the third set, excuse me.
taking the first game.
First
Yeah.
game.
But it's is neck and neck. Like a 5-pointer will do it for Club. Anything will do it for Warp. It's just man.
There's the
This is-
3.
I'm sweating, Jules.
Both these players 1 point away from taking it. Club Soda manages to get the ricochet, takes the first game.
1-0 in favor of Club Soda. But here's the thing. We saw in winners finals, Warp Whistle counterpicked the stage, and that's what made all of the difference. And he goes for Stadium.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Stadium's probably one of my favorite stages to play on. Warp Whistle, maybe wanting to play around those that comeback factor.
Yeah.
You know, Club Soda was getting a lot of points off, getting a lot of momentum. If you're able to push against that, getting some 5-pointers, that's a really good way to get your head back in the game.
Yeah, I agree. The cycle, ooh, that was not something I expected to see from Club Soda. Good spacing by Warp Whistle, but ordinarily, when you see the movement that these two are capable of, like, that was definitely catchable. But
Yeah.
it happens.
Sometimes you just psych yourself out.
Been there, done that.
Got the super, just immediately goes into the goal. Club Soda takes another point. It's just that much closer. Okay, good catch.
That's what I thought was going to happen that other time, Jules.
Yeah.
Look at that. Excellent counter.
Yeah, really, really nice.
He didn't even need the dash. This is how good these two are. They know the hitbox.
Just walks underneath it. That's so funny.
And I do need to say, we are in the process of making, I shouldn't say we, I should say Warp Whistle and Canadian player Akina Yamito, they're in the process of making a wiki for this game on Mizumi.
No way.
We're trying to, yeah. And Warp Whistle has really gotten under the hood of this game and seen how it works. And it's really fascinating to see how that knowledge plays out in the gameplay.
10 seconds on the clock.
Oh, boy. This is, I mean, it can go either way. Because we've seen at the snap of a finger, someone can score. And I think that's a set for Warp. Yeah, that's a set for Warp Whistle.
Yeah.
Ugh.
First set going over to Warp Whistle. It's so confusing because the whole thing is called a set, but there's games in the set.
Yeah.
But in the games, there's also sets.
Yeah, we say set, game, match, but round is used interchangeably with sets, and a three-pointer is used interchangeably for Warp Whistle's pride. So Club Soda is on fire. I mean, I don't want to say he had a good warm-up opponent, but, you know.
It definitely got the juices flowing.
I'll take credit where it may or may not be due. But I was not expecting to see this from Warp Whistle. I thought that he would be much more, I don't want to say dominant, but I did not expect to see Club Soda just being as dominant as he is, to say the least. But granted, it's well, this could still end in a draw. It's quite possible Warp Whistle. Oh man. Well,
okay.
Things just got a little bit harder.
Yeah, things got a little less
I
hard
say
there.
that, yeah.
Warp Whistle down 3 points. Really would like to find that. Doesn't want to be down a game right now.
Yeah.
Club Soda is just feeling really, really hot right
Oh!
now. Okay. That was clean.
I thought that was going to go to a tie and Warp Whistle was going to win the game because, you know, a tie results in both players getting a set and a tie game will go into sudden death. But if someone's ahead by 1 set and you get a tie, the person who's up 1 set wins the game.
Yep.
Yep. So it's, woo.
So now 79 seconds on the clock. These two are definitely slugging it out right now.
Yeah. It's
Ooh!
That's what happens when you have training buddies. It turns into a slugfest. Like
That
they know
was
each other so well.
nasty.
Yeah.
Club Soda just had his eye on the disc, was able to catch it immediately and tossed it back.
Warp Whistle is getting ahead of momentum behind him.
Yeah?
I do think that he's, well, okay, maybe Club Soda. I got to stop talking. But it's, right now, this could go either way. We got 40 seconds left on the clock.
Thankfully not
counting.
40 minutes.
Yeah, right. I'd be freaking exhausted. But I'm exhausted just playing against Club Soda. But this is, can Club Soda walk away with this, or will Warp Whistle tie it up? Will we see a sudden? Club Soda walks away 2-0.
Yeah, this is a really good win for Club Soda. Even just taking 2 games off of, regardless of the set, taking 2 games off of Warp Whistle is no small feat. Club Soda is 1 game away from closing out the set against Warp Whistle and advancing into grand finals.
And I gotta say, if you're looking at the player cams, Warp Whistle is none too pleased by this. I was expecting this to be a slugfest. I did not think Club Soda would be up 2-0.
Yeah, you know, and you said like these two Warp Whistle trained Club Soda, right?
Yep.
How crazy is that?
I have never seen that before. Straight shot into the corner. Thank your bumpers, ladies and gentlemen.
3-5.
Yes.
Best of 5.
Best of 5. So it is best 3 out of 5 because we are in losers finals, ladies and gentlemen. The grand finale is after this. The question is, will we see a true final today? But right now, Warp Whistle is in a bad way. I know how I'd feel if I was him. This is not where he wants to be.
Good use of the bumpers. Club Soda just 1 point away from taking the first game.
Ooh! It's not just taking the first set. 1 point away from taking the first set and bringing himself to match point. I'd be freaking out. Let me tell you, if Club Soda takes this away today, I will feel slightly less bad about losing to him. But let me tell you, you can say it's land, you can say it's jet lag, you can say it's home field advantage, but Club Soda is dominantly ahead right now.
Yeah.
I-
Just so close to clutching this out and taking the game, or taking the set.
I definitely think
Ooh,
home
catches
field
the
advantage
super.
has something to do with it.
This is so scary. Warp Whistle just needs that one score. Club Soda keeps him out,
Ooh.
gets the knock-up, holds on to the super, doesn't even
God.
matter. Club takes the first set off of a timeout.
Match point, baby. Where's it going? Oh man, I'm terrified. This is not what I was expecting at all, but thank your bumpers. Warp Whistle showing some signs of life. You can't, let me tell you, the psychological disadvantage, the psychological effect of being down like this is, it is unenviable. I will say that. It
You
is-
do not want to be in Warp Whistle's position right now because the whole world is just actively going against you right now. Club
there.
Soda so close to taking this. He's
And-
keeping this super competitive.
And let me tell you, a tie heavily favors Club Soda. A tie will not suffice for Warp Whistle. Let me tell you, I've never seen Warp Whistle lose his composure before, but I can definitely tell that this is getting in his head. But home field advantage is definitely, what's that? So, curious what it was. But, so this is quite a thriller. But Warp Whistle, oh my God. All right, this is good for him.
Yeah, 1-5 away from taking the first set, or the second set of this game.
But even
really needs to find this.
But even then, all Club Soda needs is a 5 himself, and he can tie up this set and win it.
Okay.
But another 3 will do it too.
Yeah, Warp Whistle might just have to rely on a timeout. Gets the 3, and now Club needs a 5 in 8 seconds to make this happen. Got the super, gets caught, and Warp Whistle takes the second set.
So now we're tied up, which is what we've seen before. Even though it is 2-0 and Club Soda has won the first set, Warp Whistle was able to tie it up. This is a lot closer than it may seem. I'm telling you right now. It's just, these two are very much exchanging blows. Could we see a 3-verse sweep?
Ooh, Warp Whistle just swinging in 10 seconds, scoring 11 points. Club Soda firing right back, gets caught, super fired off, bounces off the bumper, lobs into the corner, and now we're back to neutral.
I would not want this. Fortunately, and that is game number 1 for Warp Whistle. 2-1, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said,
Still in this.
I definitely think this can go the distance, but
Yeah.
Warp Whistle is showing signs of life. Club Soda can still breathe, but you don't want to let Warp Whistle get too much momentum, because
Yeah.
he'll smash you in the head with it, and he'll take your hat, and that's a very nice hat Club Soda's wearing. But going back to concrete.
Yeah,
Alright.
this is really nice. Winning game 3 is always really good in any set just because you get counter pick advantage for the rest of the set.
Yeah.
Meaning that Warp Whistle, even though he's making this comeback happen, he still has to deal with Club Soda's selection of stages.
Right, exactly. And it's right now, Warp Whistle, he's starting to fire up. Hulk Hogan might be envious of how he's firing up. That is unfortunate. Club Soda eating another 3 points. Warp Whistle ahead. A little more than a minute left in this set, and Warp Whistle walks away with set number 1. Oh no.
Yeah, Warp Whistle trying to make this comeback happen. Even though Club Soda is up an entire game, Warp Whistle is up the first set in this game, number 4. So this is a good position for Club Soda to be in. Just got to hold on to this lead and keep making magic happen.
And he's doing a very good job of that. I'm surprised. It's just I didn't. Club Soda is definitely in a.
Ooh. Serving him up. Warp Whistle got the super on deck, gets parried, or countered rather. Ooh! Warp
Oh
Whistle
my God!
gets the lob to win game 2 with a 2-0.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
We're going to game 5, Frankie.
Let me tell you, I'll tell you, Jules, am I a liar? The answer is no. This is a crucial counter pick, and
We're going stadium.
And is he sticking with Scott? He's sticking with
Yeah.
Scott. This is, oh man, for all the marbles, win or go home. Loser leaves town, my personal favorite. And I don't know where this can go. I mean, Warp Whistle definitely seems to have found his groove. Club Soda was up 2-0. Had victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. He almost 3-0'd our Metafy coach. But oh man, Warp Whistle's back. Can he finish Club Soda off, or will Club Soda put the kibosh on that momentum?
We'll have to see. They're going tit for tat. Club Soda finally gets that 3-pointer in. Warp Whistle really likes this, what is this, court?
This is stadium.
This is stadium.
Yeah, court, yeah. You could say court. Court, field, stage, either or. We're not fussy. But here comes Club Soda. This proved to be, let me tell you, losing that previous set turned out to be quite a boon for him thus far. But oh boy.
Okay, Club Soda's up the first set in game number 5. This is really, really good for Club. Warp Whistle needs to get some momentum, needs to get that momentum now.
I'm aghast. I really am. I did not think.
Playing the
Excellent
net.
lob!
Yeah.
Punishing that aggression. Good move. And now, again, they're measuring each other up. I'm surprised Warp Whistle hasn't gone for a lob to try and, well, no, this definitely works. He wants to keep him at the back of the court. This is good for Warp Whistle, but he's got to be careful. He knows the super's coming. Gets back in front of the tee, resets to neutral. He knows what he's got to do.
Warp Whistle playing that exchange so cleanly. 60 seconds on the clock, and Club Soda is down in the points right now, but still up this set.
Yeah.
This is still a good position for Club Soda to be in, because if this ties and goes to a timeout, Club Soda automatically wins.
And the possibility of it going to tie is slipping away from Club Soda with each passing second. I lied, but I'm just kind of speechless, because I expected it to go the distance, but I didn't expect it to come down to the wire like this.
Ooh, okay. We got
oh
22 seconds on the clock. Club Soda just wants this to tie. Wants to play this slow, but keep Warp Whistle on his toes.
You can't play to prevent your opponent from winning. That's only going to prevent you from winning. You got to make sure you stop him once and for all. And Club Soda can do it. He's definitely holding on to the lob for the timer's sake. And
Warp Whistle takes it! Time up, and now we are going into sudden death. Warp Whistle and Club Soda, both in game 5, both with one set to their name. This is for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen. Warp Whistle absolutely clutched up. Club Soda gets the first 3, but Warp Whistle gets the serve.
Club Soda veered too much into the preventative territory there, and that allowed Warp Whistle to get through him. This is a nightmare scenario for Club Soda. We were talking about the unenviable position that Warp Whistle was in before. God, how's Club gotta feel right now?
Yeah, just getting reverse 3-0'd so far. Just gotta get this one last set to prevent it. But Warp Whistle, on the other hand, was down 2-0 and has fought tooth and nail to make this comeback happen. Catches the super, but gets the super back. Lobs it into the corner. Club Soda catches it. Super lined up. Gets countered with another super. Just right into the corner. Warp Whistle up 3 points.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, my God. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know how this is going to go. These two are evenly matched. The student has matched the master. Will he be able to surpass him? Will we see a sudden death? We have, oh my God.
Warp Whistle got 20 seconds on the clock and one score away. Warp Whistle takes it over Club Soda and will advance to grand finals.
What a match. Holy crap.
Holy smokes. Warp Whistle just making magic happen today in the game of Windjammers.
My
You'll love
bracket
to
stands.
see it.
I have the script in my back pocket, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. Club Soda putting up a valiant effort. That was a wonderful game. That was closer, and I was not expecting a 3-verse sweep.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that for absolute certain. Not have expected a 3-verse sweep. But that was one heck of a match. Club Soda, that was wonderful. Genesis 7 champion. And now we have Warp Whistle versus, what's the name on the card? What's the name?
Southpaw Rock.
Left-handed Stone. Lefty Pebble. Lefty, non-right, landscaping. Southpaw Rock, ladies
Oh,
and gentlemen.
there it is.
Southpaw Rock, Arizona's own. From what I understand, I think he told me he moved to Arizona. But,
Okay, well,
I
that's
think-
good. At least
yeah.
we got somebody repping AZ in the
Yeah.
bracket. In winner's side of grand finals, no less. Not a bad place
Yeah,
to be.
not at all. But let me tell you, Warp Whistle's coming at him with a full head of steam.
Yeah.
Look, I definitely can see Southpaw clutching it out because Southpaw has a tendency to be a stone wall, pun intended. But Warp, I don't know. After that 3-verse sweep against Club Soda, I could see this going to true finals. I'll tell
Yeah.
you that.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see a reset. That would be so hyped to watch.
It would be cool.
Shoot.
You know what? Let me do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Windjammers Heatwave 4 Grand Final. Introducing first from the mean streets of Ohio, fighting out of the losers bracket, Warp Whistle. Southpaw, you're Arizona, right? Or are you California? What's it? All right. And introducing, fighting out of the winner's bracket, from San Diego, California, he is the left-handed wonder. He is Southpaw Rock. No applause for the winner's side. All right, 3 out of 5. Bracket reset possible. Let's get it on.
Oh, I'm so excited, Frankie.
So am I, brother. I am very excited. It's all come to this, ladies and gentlemen. Grand Finals, Warp Whistle versus Southpaw Rock. I knew that this is where we were going to end up, but I'm still excited. I'm very happy to see these two come to blows. And let's give it up for our third place runner-up, Club Soda. Look at that posture, man. I would be exhausted if I was Club Soda.
Yeah, what a set. I feel so bad for Club. It was
Yeah.
such a close set.
I know, and both times he was one score away from winning, and Warp clung to life. You got to give it to him. It's the reason why he was given the honor of being a Medify coach. It's the reason why both of these players, just their sheer tenacity, their sheer will to improve. That's the reason why they've improved so drastically during the online era.
Yeah.
And now we're back at LAN, and the field is about to change. Were you sitting here the whole time I was gone? Like, did anyone drink from this while I was gone?
I have no
Yeah, 'cause
idea.
I'm not willing to take the risk. But I think I need another bottle of water.
Probably a good call.
Especially with how this match is likely going to go. Winners finals went the distance before Southpaw Rock was ultimately victorious. Are we going to see that again? Are we going to see a reset? This is grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. It's all come to this. 3 out of 5 with true finals bracket reset possible. How's it going to go? Who's going to take it?
Let's see. We're going tit for tat so
Yeah.
far. Neither of these players able to find purchase on their opponent.
Definitely think I would be very surprised if we did not see a sudden death in this match. I'm just saying, whether it's here or post reset, should we get that, I really do think we're going to see a sudden death, especially since we have not yet seen one on stream today.
Ooh, Warp
wow.
Whistle punishing the aggression on the net. Going to be finding that punish, taking the first point. Let's see. Super being charged up. Southpaw Rock lobs it. Back to neutral. Neither of these players are having any luck scoring. Finally, Southpaw Rock finds that super. Gonna put it into the goal of Warp Whistle. Oh, Warp Whistle
Again,
fires right back, though.
There's no stop. There's no one is able to get a distinct advantage. And this is a slugfest, too. Timer's running down. Warp Whistle needs a 3 at least. But no, I think that's going to be Southpaw Rock.
Ooh! Just to flex on him.
And he did it. 12-6, set number 1. Southpaw Rock is ahead.
Good
Where's it
spot
going?
to be in. Southpaw Rock defending winner's side right now. Going to keep doing so. Okay. Good point, good point. Southpaw Rock just had the wrong read. Super being charged up, lobbed into the corner, caught by Warp Whistle, going back to Southpaw. Another super just immediately goes into the goal. That seemed like the dash of G. Scott just wasn't enough to cover the super by Southpaw Rock there.
Now, I do want to say, I just learned today, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, the day you stop learning is the day you die. I learned that G. Scott does not have the shortest dash in the game. I've been misinformed all these past 4 years with this game.
Who
Hiromi Mita, the girl.
No way!
Yep, and Southpaw Rock just ended Warp Whistle's winning streak. So he's up 1-0 in grand finals, and he has winner's advantage. With every number, with every +1 on that left side of the upper left side of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. With every number that increases, Warp Whistle, I imagine his sweat glands just begin turning up. But
It's time to rev up those fryers.
fire up those fryers. My leg! My leg! But whether you're feeling leg pain or not, Warp Whistle is trying to fight back against the tide that is Southpaw Rock. I mean, you guys have tides here in Arizona, right? Or is it all just,
Nope.
it's all just deserts and cacti and
Pretty
dragons?
much.
Yeah.
We've got tides and tides of cacti.
Hey, at least I can tell people I've been to the desert. That's fine.
Yeah.
But right now, Warp Whistle is ahead. Minute on the clock. Southpaw fighting back. Look at both of these guys remaining
that
cool,
was
calm, and
so
collected.
good.
Yeah.
Warp Whistle had the reaction to where Southpaw was throwing, but the bumper was just perfectly positioned.
And just like you wouldn't know it to think that there are people that are even better than these guys, because this is absolutely masterful play right here. 6-12.
Okay.
Warp Whistle fighting back, but it's just there's always someone stronger. And one thing that I definitely try to live by is that iron sharpens iron.
Yup.
Big 5 sharpens Southpaw Rock. Will Warp Whistle be able to sharpen back? You see these two both leveling up and just bettering each other as their encounters go on. And that's what you want to see in esports, in any competitive medium.
Yeah, both of them are just playing so ridiculously well right now. And as the set continues to progress, they just keep playing better and better.
Oh boy. And it is nuts because the gameplay becomes cleaner, the movements become more crisp, more precise, the mind games become more intricate. It's just, hey, look at that. This is quite a back and forth, Jules. I'm very satisfied with how this grand final is shaping up.
Yeah, finally
Oh my
Warp
God.
Whistle got the 9 on the scoreboard, 1 score away from taking it, but Southpaw Rock finds that first set for game number 2, and 1 set away from taking game 2, being up 2-0 in grands. That's a good 5 right there.
Yeah. It's Southpaw Rock is trying to fight back. He's definitely ahead right now. Doesn't want to get complacent, but he definitely has the movement advantage with Jordy Costa. But I don't know of anyone at this point in the game that's a better G. Scott than Warp Whistle. Not Vashbel, not anyone from France, I don't think. It's just, man knows what he's doing. He's stuck with his character, he believed in it, And right now, Southpaw Rock is fighting back, but Warp Whistle still has the advantage.
Yep,
I
punishing
lied.
that aggression on the net yet again. Let's see.
Oh man, Southpaw Rock has a tenuous lead. It's like that, well, okay, not so tenuous anymore, but this is quickly getting ugly. 2-0. I mean, but obviously, don't count Warp Whistle out. We saw what happened literally in the previous match, ladies and gentlemen.
Warp Whistle can clutch this out. The question is, will he be able to?
I mean, he's got one heck of a climb. He's got to win 3 in a row. He's got to win 3 out of those 6 in a row. His back is against the wall. His breathing room is gone. This is it. It is do or die. Grand Finals, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0. Southpaw Rock is up. Will we see the run back of epic proportions, or will we see a domination on the part of Southpaw Rock?
Yeah, this is looking very good for Southpaw Rock right now. Down 3 points, but this comeback is very feasible to happen. And when you're up 2 games, you have all the time in the world to work with.
Yeah. 2 games with winner's advantage on top of that, Jules.
Yeah.
Southpaw Rock has not lost loser's advantage. He could lose 5 games in a row and still clutch this out.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Warp Whistle not looking to let that happen, though. Good 5 points on the board for Southpaw Rock there. Blob punishing the aggression at the net. Not going to pay off quite yet, but Warp Whistle's keeping this competitive. Super charge, bounces off the bouncer. Oh, nice. But another 5 for Southpaw Rock. Okay, Warp Whistle counters with a 3, and now we are super close to the first set ending. Oh no!
That did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
No, yeah, I thought for sure Southpaw Rock had that.
Oh God,
Okay.
And Southpaw Rock gets that. 5-0, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this has devolved into a slugfest. Southpaw Rock going for that corner again, gets nothing for his efforts. But now we see that they're both going for those 5s. Southpaw Rock gets it. This is bad. Oh, man. My
so
pleasure.
Close. Gets the 2 points, and Southpaw Rock takes the first set. Only needs 1 more set to take Grand Finals.
Tournament point, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it going to go? Southpaw Rock he's successfully called Uno, and Warp Whistle is holding all the cards. Literally all of the other cards in the deck. Does Southpaw Rock have the right card, or will Warp Whistle start running this back? This is beyond unenviable. If we thought the scenario against Club Soda was bad, oh my God. This is DEFCON 1. This isn't even a nightmare scenario. This is DEFCON 1 for a Windjammers player, ladies and gentlemen. But will Warp Whistle be able to keep his composure and run it back? Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen, but Southpaw Rock, my God. A stone wall.
Just not letting anything get past. Southpaw Rock gets another 5 and is 1 score away from taking Grand Finals. Has the super on lock, gets caught, countered, and Warp Whistle gets the point. 30 seconds on the clock. Southpaw Rock in a very good spot right now. If they can time out Warp Whistle, then this is going to end. Grand Finals will be over, and Southpaw Rock is going to take it. Warp Whistle needs a 5, but Southpaw Rock is not giving anything up easily. Got the super charge, gets countered. Gonna be countered again with another super. Gotta get something. Southpaw Rock not letting anything pass. Warp Whistle gets it. Gets the lob, but it doesn't matter. Southpaw Rock takes Game 3 and takes Grand Finals.
And that is tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Heat Wave 4 Windjammers, 12:19 p.m. That was one heck of a tournament, one heck of a Grand Finals, one heck of a sprint to the finish. Let's give it up for our top 3. Southpaw Rock, Warp Whistle, Club Soda. That was one heck of a run. I am ecstatic with how it went. It was worth every second of a 5-hour drive to come down here this weekend. Every second. I'm so glad I came.
And the weekend's not even over.
I know, right? Like, I was hesitant, but I'm so glad I came down.
Well, that's going to do it for Windjammers. I don't know if we have anything lined up. Do we know what's coming on next, Taylor? All right,
Rivals
this is going to be Rivals Singles. We got the side stream coming up.
The main event.
Don't go anywhere because we will be back soon. But otherwise, Frankie, it's been an honor casting with you.
Honor's all mine, my friend. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you remembered me. I'm sorry I didn't remember you off the bat, but it was a pleasure having you here.
Yeah.
Thank you for entering. Thank you for playing. Thank you for commentating with me. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye. God bless. Jam on.